playlist, Spotify. Oh. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you guys back on here. So I wanted to talk about the art of healing and the different phases that we may go through. So a lot of us can go through so many emotions with the process of healing. I mean, there are so many phases that we go through, and I wanted to talk about the 3 phases that I have personally went through, which is 1, depression, 2 is acceptance, and 3 is freedom. I'm sure a lot of us can resonate with this because a lot of us have been through issues in our lives and we have been broken, and it's one of the hardest moments in our lives, but it's also very liberating at the same time because it's just like balance. It's yin and yang, you know. We're getting through this cycle of life and we're learning a lot about ourselves. So I wanted to talk about this because a lot of us just don't know how to handle these waves. We don't know how to handle this roller coaster. I mean, who does? Like, we're never prepared for getting hurt. We're never prepared for it. And sometimes it just happens out of nowhere. It just happens, and you never know when your heart is going to be broken. You just never know. Okay, so let's play a little game. Have you ever been so hurt to the point where you were in so much pain and you didn't even know what life was about anymore? Raise your hand. Have you ever been in so much pain to the point where you lost yourself and you lost the momentum of who you really were? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have ever felt alone while being in a relationship. Raise your hand if you were ever controlled and you just couldn't even be yourself in general. Raise your hand if you ever felt like you were not good enough for someone or anything at all. Yeah, life is so shitty sometimes. Sometimes we feel like we're just not good enough. Sometimes we feel like we cannot make anyone happy. Sometimes we feel like we can't really be in a partnership because something is wrong with us or something is just not right. And I feel like we have all gone through this at least one time in our lives. Maybe this has happened to us multiple times. Maybe it's still happening to us right now. It's okay because it does make us stronger, and we do have to go through these things in order to better ourselves and to remember who we really are as people, you know? And the first stage of healing is depression. We remember all those feelings. We go over the scenarios in our heads and we contemplate on whether we did wrong or did we do right. Maybe this could have happened. Maybe I should have said this. And then we reread all those text messages of conversations of what we were encountering, and then we replay it over and over and over to the point where it's driving us crazy, to the point where we're crying all night, to the point where we're drinking so much, or we're just not ourselves at that point. We're depressed, right? It's a crazy feeling, but at the same time, it's also good for the soul because we have to let those emotions come through us. We need to let those emotions escape because we cannot hold it in, you know? If we hold it in, it's only going to bottle us up and and we're going to be doing pretty crazy things to ourselves. We're going to be damaging ourselves even more. And I feel like even though we can be going through depression, we can also be releasing that emotional stress. And it's all a part of the healing process. Sometimes we feel like it's the end of the world, and really it's not. It's not the end of the world. It's just a part of the journey. It's also very surreal. It's very, very surreal. Just something that I've experienced, and I'm sure a lot of us have, you know? If you guys have ever felt that way, go ahead and comment down below and let me know if you guys ever felt similar, or if you ever had those familiar feelings before. And then the next stage that we go through is acceptance. After we have cried our eyes out, we have bawled like a baby, we have gone through the scenarios over and over, we finally come to a place in our head where we have acceptance. It is what it is. We can't change anything. We can't go back in time. We can't move forward. Or you can move forward, but that's a decision that you must be willing to make. And it has to be the right decision for you. Acceptance. I feel like once you're at the acceptance stage, you're on your way to getting to yourself again. You're on your way to finding yourself once again, who you really were, who you really are. It's such a liberating feeling because it's one of the hardest phases to go through, to be honest, because you're realizing that nothing can change. It is what it is. Like it literally is what it is, and you can't change anything anymore. The things that were said, the things that you did, the things that person did to you, and you can't really go back. You can't change those things. So acceptance is one of the hardest things as well, besides depression, because you're finally moving forward. You're finally moving forward. That's what it is. And then we have the last step, which is freedom. Once you have gone through the depression phase and you've gone through the acceptance, you now feel some sort of freedom. Like you feel like you can do this, you know? You feel like you can accomplish anything you want. You go back to the drawing board, let's just say, and you figure out like, okay, what do I need to do? What is my next plan? What am I going to do to better myself? What did I learn? Are you still learning? You ask all these questions in your head, like, what do I want out of life? What is gonna make me happy, you know? What is happiness? And it's one of the best feelings ever, because you feel like no one can touch you anymore. No one can make you feel those feelings anymore, because you've been through it all already. You've already gone through the hardest parts, which was depression and acceptance, and now you feel free. So once you have gone through those 3 stages, I feel like you can really just focus on yourself now. Continue to focus on yourself, because once you start focusing on yourself, that's when you start to receive so much good. You really do. You start manifesting great things into your life, because now you're just focusing on what you want. You're not focusing on what someone wants of you. I also feel like it's very important to surround yourself around people that are truly going to support you. I feel like you need to be surrounded around positive people, people that truly make you happy, people that make you feel special, people that make you smile all the time. And then I also feel like it's very important to have your alone time as well, because you do need to reflect on life, and you need to continue reflecting on what you want for the future and what you want in the present moment. So I feel like, yes, that goes hand in hand, and of course balance is key, but in order to get through and really heal yourself, you have to do these certain practices as well in order to really heal your heart and your soul and to feel like one once again. You can do simple things like going out for a walk, you know, You can do things that you actually like to do. If you like to create, if you like to, create art, or you like to listen to music, just little simple things and things that are just going to brighten up your day. Of course, just showing gratitude, waking up every morning and feeling so thankful for what you have right now, like the good things that are happening in your life this very moment. Even if things seem like they're shitty, there's at least a couple things, at least one thing that is good in your life. Just able to appreciate the small things, and that's very important because that's going to raise your vibration and you're going to feel so much happier and you're going to start your day out so amazing. So really try to get in that positive state of mind. Try to be around positive people. Also isolate yourself if needed, just because sometimes we need to just be on our own and sometimes we don't need company. Sometimes we just really need isolation and we need to be the introvert at the time. That way we can really recharge ourselves and feel like a happy human being. That is just my experience of healing. We've all gone through so much, and we continue to experience, and that's the beauty of life. Life never stops. It never stops for anyone. And what you do now is going to reflect for your future. So even though you are going through a hard time, and if you are watching this and you are going through something so significant and it's very painful, just remember that continue to keep busy and continue to love yourself. Continue to remind yourself of who you are and the things that you love to do. And you're going to manifest great things in your life if you continue to make yourself happy and you focus on yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys resonated with this video, please go ahead and comment down below your experiences if you guys would love to share. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. I have it all, you guys. I mean, who doesn't? So go ahead and check me out on all the social media accounts, social media accounts. And I'll definitely continue to do these talk throughs because I feel like so many of us go through these circumstances and it's a part of life, and honestly life is so beautiful. So continue to remind yourself that you are so amazing and we are all going to get through this, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.